We have been given this precious life. Think about the odds that we are here on Earth, an evolving planet that revolves at 900 miles an hour, orbiting the Sun at 90 miles per second. You are moving at 1 million miles a day through the galaxy made up of over 100 billion stars, and our galaxy is only one of billions of galaxies in our expanding universe. And in the middle of this grand phenomenon of being alive, our call is to wake up, to bring awareness to our lives, to live in the sacredness of the present moment. This is not easy in light of all that we face within the realm of the human condition. Death awareness transforms how we live. In the moments where we wake up to the reality of impermanence and the inevitability of change, we have the opportunity to evaluate and prioritize our life choices. Part of the challenge of being human is our tendency to go to sleep. In this sleep, we worry about the driver who cuts us off, the long lines at the grocery store, how we look, what they think, and will there be enough? Appreciate the rain, the taste of a good meal, the sound of beautiful music, the laughter of friends, how the birds call the trees to grow, the fact that the sun sets and rises every day, and you find yourself in the perfect time and place in your life right now. Wake up. Be kind to yourself. Love the shadows. Tell someone you're sorry. Forgive. Slow down. Tell someone you're sorry. Remember the people who have loved you. Treasure yourself. Learn something new. Treasure yourself. Lean into the fear. Learn something new. Listen from your heart. Lean into the fear. Take chances. Listen from your heart. Take chances. Don't wait.
Death and dying brings us back to living because it forces us to understand now what is here, what is around us, what it means to breathe, to have breath. And so that's about living. The more we focus on dying, the more we feel and find that we cannot escape living and what it means to be alive. In my professional life, I tried to stay away from issues of death and dying because of the emotional charge that resided in my soul around these issues. And over a period of years, about 10 years ago, I realized that I needed to get closer to death and dying in order to open my heart more, in order for me to find the soft spot, which is the gateway into compassion and learning. And so I went snuggled up to death and dying as a hospice chaplain. And there I've sort of remained, and although I'm a bereavement coordinator, I'm also a chaplain. And being with people as we discover what it means to be dying helps me understand, as it helps them understand, what it means to be living. And so death and dying is where I've come, where I've landed.
The main complaints people said was, I wished I lived a life from my own heart, what made me feel joy, but I lived the life that my parents and the world said, which was I needed to make money, I needed to be somebody. And I wanted to be somebody, but I really wanted to be an artist, or I didn't really want to go to college for years. I didn't really care about a lot of money, but everyone said if I didn't, something was the matter with me. People said I wished I got a divorce. I stayed together with my partner, not because they were a bad person, but because I was so fearful to have to start again and to be alone And people, as it is, are so lonely and are so in need of contact with other people, but it's not taught. It's something that, we should have a third grade compassion class to teach people to reconnect. But I'd say that the biggest complaints were who they were with, and they wished they had had the courage to be alone, and they didn't take the job that they most liked, and they didn't learn to play. They didn't learn to be playful and really enjoy life. They thought playful meant, well, I had to take a trip to Europe, as opposed to maybe just take a walk in the woods, maybe just get a pet, maybe just paint, finger paint, anything, whatever it is that brings you joy. And the other thing is doing service. People said, I wish I had helped other people more. I was afraid because I didn't have enough wisdom. And we always say, it isn't wisdom that you need. All it is a little heart. With a little heart, you can connect up with anyone. They'll find their wisdom, So that's basically the way that we've seen it.
I would only say that, like so much else in life, the challenge is to keep your heart open.
And this is what we can do as healthcare providers, is practice dying every single day, rather than, oh, if I die or when I die. It is going to happen. We never know when it's going to happen. But to be able to move into that space, and this is where the practice of meditation or prayer or whatever you would want to call it for yourself, that journey allows us to go into that deep, deep space where the healing can happen.
I want to affirm what Barbie just said. There's an old Zen teaching parable that says, if you die before you die, then when you die, you will not die. Those little brain teaser Zen things that everybody has heard about. But I think that's really right on. And I think what the message is there in all that word scramble is that if while we're alive, we live into an understanding that when we die, we don't die, then that takes away the fear of death. So it's sort of like dying to the self and the ego while we're alive, and going beyond that and coming to terms with our immortality that we already possess. It really is something that we don't have to acquire. It's factory installed. It's part of our original equipment. This idea of non-locality, we don't have to do anything to get it. It's just part of the human endowment. And as healers, I think that's the best thing we can do for those we serve.